Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to Fun in the Kitchen with April. So today I am going to make something that my husband asked me to make. I've never made them before, but his mom used to make them for him. It is tea cakes. So this is gonna be my first time making these. So we're gonna see how this come out. I found a recipe. It's fairly easy, so it's not like it's something hard. So we're gonna try this recipe and we're gonna see what happens. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I've already put in here 1 cup of salted butter. So because I use salted butter, I don't have to add any salt. And I used a 1 3/4 cup of sugar, and we're going to cream that together. Now remember, your butter has to be softened, okay? But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and put the 3 cups of all-purpose flour into another bowl. Sorry for reaching across. And also into that flour, I have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, so we're going to put that in here. Okay, and then all we're going to do is take that. Now if you used unsalted butter, then you want to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt into this flour, baking soda, and nutmeg mixture. And we're just going to whisk it up a little bit. That's all we're going to do. Whisk that together. Whisk it, whisk it, whisk it together. And that's it. Okay, this way, this is already ready when we're ready to put it into, this is all we're doing, whisking it together. The flour, the baking soda, and the nutmeg. And if you're not using salted butter, then you're going to add your 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And so we mix that together, and there we go. So that is ready for when we're ready to use that. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we are going to mix our butter and sugar together, and we're going to cream it. And I'm putting it on 2, and I'm going to move this over a little bit so that you can see that. Got it on a medium speed, and we're just going to cream that together. Okay, we want that to be light and fluffy. Remember, this is an old school recipe. This is old-fashioned tea cake. And again, this is my first time making tea cake. This is a southern tradition. So you know, I am northern, but my husband is from the ATL. So this is a southern tradition. Now I'm gonna stop this for a minute because I want to wipe down the sides so that we make sure everything gets mixed. Okay. And you just take your your spatula and you just mix that in. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing, to make sure that the butter and the sugar are mixed together. That's all you're doing. Yep. And you want it to be nice and creamy, nice and fluffy. And you're going to do it on a medium speed before we add in the eggs. Now we're going to add in 2 eggs. And we're going to add in 2 eggs, 1 at a time. That's what we're going to do. And as you can see, I have the eggs already out of the shell, and that way we can add it 1 at a time. Now, do you see how nice and fluffy that is? Look how nice and fluffy and creamy that is. That's what you want. You want your mixture to look like that. Your sugar and your butter to look like that. Nice and creamy. Okay. So now what I'm going to do one at a time now. I am going to add 1 egg. There we go. And we're going to let that mix up. One at a time. Let that get in there nice. And now we're going to add the other egg. And let that get in there. Now y'all, I'm using my DJI camera that I had got for Christmas. So that's why I'm moving it, to make sure that you guys can see it. Yep, you see that? So now I'm going to stop it again and kind of wipe down my sides. Again, because we want to make sure that everything gets mixed in there. You see, that's nice and fluffy. That's all we're doing, wiping these sides down. Because we want it nice and fluffy. And it is nice and fluffy. Okay. Got that there together. Okay, hold on. So now we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, with this, you know, you can always get a little fancy. If you wanted to, you can go ahead and add almond extract. That'll give it a little different taste, but I'm sure it'll be good. You know, it'll taste like a little almond cake, almond cookie, something like that. So you can do that too, right? All right, so now what we want to do is, we have that in there. Now we want to go ahead and start adding in our flour, our dry ingredients. That's what we want to do. We want to add in these dry ingredients. My hands are clean, y'all. As always, I tell y'all, make sure your hands are clean. My hands are clean. So once we have this mixture mixed up together, we're gonna have to put this. Now you're supposed to wrap it in plastic wrap, but I don't have any plastic wrap, so I'm going to put the dough in like a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna do that, put it in a Ziploc bag, and let it go for an hour. Let it sit in the refrigerator for an hour before you cook it. And then we'll preheat our oven, spray down our cookie sheet really well, and drop those balls of cookies onto the cookie sheet. Okay, that batter onto the cookie sheet. So that's what we're going to do. But I'm just adding in this flour a little bit at a time. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer. You know, as usual, I have been working, so that is why I have not been keeping up with Fun in the Kitchen with April. But I do miss you guys. So, and I want to thank you all for being here, for subscribing, and all my subscribers from day one. Thank you. And to my new subscribers, thank you. And also thank you for watching all my other content that I have. You know, I have a nonprofit, and I do like to share what my nonprofit is doing. And I hope you guys enjoy that. And I kind of use the Salon Chat talk show to show what my nonprofit is doing. And my nonprofit is called Mahogany Sisters for Life, and we fill in the gaps in the community where there is a need. So with that being said, tomorrow morning we will be doing our back to school giveaway, because here in the South they start school August 4th. Here in Georgia they start school August 4th. So yeah, we're doing our back to school giveaway. And so I will share that with you all. I hope you guys don't mind that I will share that with you all, because I like to share everything that I do with you all. And see, I'm just adding in the rest of the flour mix, the dry goods in there. So I hope you guys don't mind me sharing what I do with my nonprofit and in the community, because that is what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to serve our community. So I do a bit of everything, and you guys know I'm also a hairstylist, so I'm quite busy doing some of everything. But community service is a big thing, and we all should be giving back, because that is what God wants us to do. Give back to the community and to those who are less fortunate than us. So it brings me great joy to be able to do that. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I am just going to get these sides again, and then I'm gonna put this dough in that Ziploc bag like I told you guys, and let it cool in the refrigerator for an hour, and then we'll go from there with putting it on our cookie sheet. Again, make sure you preheat your oven 350, and then we'll put it on the cookie sheet after that hour. See, I told you this was quick, easy, and simple. So this is it. I just want to give it one more mix, just to make sure everything, because the batter is, or the cookie dough I should say, is in there. So I think, well, we might be good. Okay, I think we can go ahead and put this in our yeah, we're good. We can go ahead and put this into the storage bag. So hold on, let me go get my bag. Okay, if you guys can see that, I think you can. Let me see if I put you over the bowl like that. There you go. So you see the ball of dough. So I'm going to take that ball of dough and put it in this bag right here. So let's do that. So I just want to make sure that we have all of our dough right here. And I probably just need to use my hand and pull it up. So that's what I'm going to do. But let's just make sure we have everything. Yep. And nothing wrong with using your hands. You know, like I tell you, your hands must be clean. And sometimes we have to use our hand for things, right? So it's okay. Yeah, sometimes we have to use our hand for things. And I'm pretty sure that this would definitely be best on saran wrap, but listen, we work with what we got, right? So here we go. We put this in our bag, and let's get the air out and make it like a, okay, let's get the air out of the bag and just make it kind of tight like plastic wrap, right? Now let's make sure that we got the dough together. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure that all the air is out and make it feel like it's in plastic wrap. So there we have it, just like plastic wrap. So now I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator for 1 hour. So we'll be back. Okay, so we are back. This is what our dough is looking like. So now I'm going to take round balls and make our cookies. And make sure your pan is sprayed, as you can see, so that it doesn't stick. This should yield about 24 cookies. You should have about 24 cookies, give or take, with this recipe. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Yep, just like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, I'm taking the bottom of my glass and we're going to press it out. Just like that. You see? Just like that. So you want to make sure that your balls are like a 1/2 inch apart from each other so that your cookies will be like that, will flatten out like that. Okay? All right. So I am going to get the rest of this dough and finish making these cookies, and I will show you what we have. I'll put them in the oven for about 10 minutes, and we'll go from there, and I'll show you what we have. Okay, so here we are with our tea cakes ready to go in the oven. And again, remember to preheat your oven at 350. Okay, and we're gonna cook these for 10 minutes. All right, here are our tea cakes. So let's see how they taste. Okay, it is nice and soft and has some nice golden brown edges here. And let's see how it tastes. Soft and a little bit of a crunch to it. This is really good. So guys, you have to make this. It's really, really good. Well, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to share, because if you like the content I have for you, you need to share it with everybody. And remember, press the notification bell so that you know the next time I have a great recipe coming for you. Bye.